What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Ham Radio Crash Course. Welcome to Saturday. Today is the first weekend of October, which means it is Patron Picks episode, and the patrons have decided, they voted, and we're going to be talking about making the smallest amateur radio go bag that is potentially POTA ready. POTA portable for the POTA people out there. That's what we're going to be talking about today. How do you go small but still be effective? That's the big question. We'll be dipping into VHF, UHF a little bit, but mainly be talking about that HF or the sweet, sweet POTA action. So buckle up out there, enjoy the memes, and we'll get started shortly. Thank you. How's it going, everybody? I'm Josh, KI6NAZ. Thanks so much for joining us out here on the Ham Radio Crash Course. Boy, howdy. This is going to be a fun one. Okay, so buckle up. There's some novelty baked into this, okay? It's going to be fun. The question is how effective this is all going to be, right? Because that's really the trick. We're going to talk a lot about that. Things have gotten considerably small in amateur radio, but not small and effective. Very important point that we'll be talking about. See a lot of people in the chat. Thanks, everybody, for joining us out there. Again, thanks to all the patrons helping support the channel. You guys are what makes this all work month to month, particularly as we do these first weekend of the month events. So this will be the most adorable go bag ever. Let me tell you, buddy, have I got the go bag to put this all into? Don't worry. Don't you worry. Quick question from Brendan. I'll just knock this one out of the park. Where is it? There we go. Doesn't anyone know the reason why UHF radios cannot be made small compared to cell phones? Yeah, because cell phones only put out like half a watt. And we generally don't go for radios that put out under 1 watt. So just on that amplification side alone, you've already increased the size of the radio versus a cell phone considerably. Right? Okay. I'm going to go right into it, and I'm no holds barred. I'm going to show you my smallest radio right up front, my smallest transmitter. Some of you have seen this. There is a gentleman who may be watching right now. I'm looking in the chat for him. I don't see him. But if you want one of these bad enough, you're going to have to beg one James Hannibal to make them again. This is the QRP keychain. Oh, my God. What's going on here? Come on now, bud. There it is. The QRP keychain. All right, it's literally a box. Takes a 9-volt battery input. It's got an antenna input. It has a little doingus for key, and you can attach your own straight key. And when I tell you it works, watch the transmitter here. I've got a little straight key connected, and there's even an LED indicator light. Ready? So if anybody's curious, I am on 14.147.5. Don't listen to the transmitter there. I'm just the receiver. So I'll just do a quick test here. And yeah, it totally works. It works so well, in fact. That's the funniest part about this, is before we went live, I was on a Kiwi SDR listening to myself key on that. And yeah, so smallest one. So is that a Go Kit? Guys, fellas in the room, is that your Go Kit right there? That little transmitter and that Belka DX? Oh, that's not a bad receiver. Maybe you just do a lot of receiving, but maybe it's not the best transmitter. That would be my argument. And that's one of the things you're going to have to consider here, right? Because let's take a look at this, right? Make sure you guys understand. This only transmits on 14.1475. That's its transmit space. You're going to see that a lot today as we go over the radios. But that was the first thing I wanted to hit as we begin to go down the rabbit hole of weird radios and building an effective kit. And yes, we're gonna try things out. So if you are likely CW, if you're available on CW, probably on 14 meters, and also maybe single sideband, but I don't put much hope in single sideband. So let's take a quick shout out to my wife. Thanks for running hamtactical.com. Love you, honey. Make sure you go check out our merch that we have in the store over there, like our patches are back in stock, among many of the other funny shirts that have come along the way. Still, one of my favorites is the appliance operators local union that you can join just by buying a sweater. So if you want to be an appliance operator, or you may already be an appliance operator, you can join the union with as little as buying a hoodie. All right, shout out to Hellfest next week, I believe. Is that right? It is. Friday the 13th next week, which I'll likely do a live stream for that. I'm going to try. Hellfest is only using Feld Hell mode, which is a facsimile mode. It's literally fax, but it prints it out on your screen. And it is super niche, super hipster, super cool. We will be doing a whole live stream on that, but it's a fun little event that we're putting on. So not me, but folks in the community are putting on. So I want to give a shout out to everybody. So that's doing that. So good job. This is a news item, okay, guys? This is news, right? So has anybody got their latest edition of QST? This is the cover sheet for the QST magazine, I'm told. I haven't got mine yet. I, for one, first want to say a big shout out to the ARRL for acknowledging that there are quite a few furries that are in our community. That's real. Statistics show, it's totally made up statistic, that 1 out of 3 hams under 60 are actually a furry. So keep that in mind. Plus, also, big shout out to the QST for acknowledging the impact of our furry brothers and sisters in the information technology community. We wouldn't be where we're at in IT if it wasn't for our furry friends. So appreciate that. I saw that magazine, and I was like, wow, I did not expect that from the ARRL. So shout out. Yeah, wild. But straight up, like, there are people who are furries in our community. Every community has furries. It's, they're just people doing what they like. No harm in it. All right, I do have quite a couple of videos out there under Tiny Ham Radio, right? Tiny Ham Radios, like you can see there. I've got what is the smallest ham radio. I've already talked about this. Mini ham radio microphone, Pico APRS, but really, truly, ultimately, the real mini ham radio person is right here, one K6 ARK, and I'm going to put my headphones on here for a second because we need to pay homage to him as we're going into this before I
the first segment of this
dip into a couple of slides. Let me find his. By the way, he's done a live stream with me talking about Tiny. Okay, here we go.
So what can we...
So I want to just point out, that's the Pixie, the upper left. And these are the evolutions of the Pixie leading to what is on the far right side, which is a power pole, right? Power pole as a CW transmitter. Jason, if you think I was serious about that statistic, I was not. I'm kidding, buddy. I'm kidding. I'm having fun. That is a CW transmitter. Transceiver from what I understand. Transceiver. Right, that Adam has made. So the king of small radios is definitely Adam, right? I'm not taking anything away from him because we're building a kit. We're building a full kit, antenna, power, the whole 9 yards. We want to be as small as possible. I imagine Adam could still kick my butt in this area, but needed to hit that up as well. So how small can you go? Real small. And speaking of that, right, go give some love to Adam on his K6ARK website. Not just because he produces kits that are available on Amazon. There's some links in the description to that as well. But also you can just print a lot of this stuff, right? He's got a lot of 3D printed parts that you can do for a lot of his stuff. If you go to printables.com, boop, maybe, boop. There it is. This is all the stuff Adam has designed and developed, things that go beyond ham radio, like this little action mount for a GoPro, right? So give him a shout out. All right. Like I said, also on Amazon. Parks on the Air is something... What was that? Did I just see Randy? Was that Randy's call sign? Did that just fly across my screen really fast? Oh, no. It was AG7AE. Oh, We4DX is out there. Anyway, we're likely going to try and chase some POTAs. We're going to try and do some stuff with some of these radios. But first, I figured we'd take a little bit of time and kind of explain, what we're actually doing here, right? Because small radios, small kits, all that stuff, they exist, but a lot of them are kind of like, they're not that great. So that's going to be the first part of this is tiny radio. Wow. There's many times where tiny radios have been like a thing that we've all been looking at like, oh, hey, I want a tiny radio. Case in point, here is the quirky QRP keychain. And yeah, it's totally legit. It's a transmitter, though, not a transceiver, right? So you need the other half of the radio to make all that work. By the way, guys, I'll be looking in the chat. If you type @Ham Radio Crash Course or questions as we go along, I'll try to do my best, but likely save for the end. If you don't get your question answered, though, feel free to join us. There's a link in the bottom. There's a link in the description to our Discord, and our Discord is where we do live Q&A after this live stream. I'll make a second live stream just for live Q&A to help you out with whatever your questions are. Ham radio related. Or furry related. I don't know. We probably got some of them in the house. Things have changed. Things have changed in small ham radios. Even in a decade. Older small radios like this Elecraft K1, the fact that it came with more than like 1 or 2 bands, that was a big deal. The fact that it had a module that you would put in for a noise blanker, that was a big deal. And still, it's not incredibly small, but back then that was like, wow, that was really, really something. It's not actually that small though, right? When you look at it and you see it in person. Small, but not like small, like we're going to be talking about today. So what actually is small in the case of a ham radio, right? Something that is really small in kind of a cute way, and using it in a sentence, dang, that Pico APRS is small, I'm worried I'm going to eat it. Like, that is a small radio, that Pico APRS. Yeah, Don, I saw that on Jason's video. I saw that he was live finding one for me. Got a great deal, too. $350 is a good deal for that K1, depending on how it's configured. So the small radio generally has less features than its large brethren. Like, that's just a totally factual thing. Unless you're talking about radios like a KX2, but we're dipping way beyond a KX2 in size of radios. We are going full small, like smaller than small. And we're going to see how much capability we can get out of them. Is Elecraft coming out with a new radio? I don't think so. Don't know. That'd be cool if they did. That'd be really cool if they did. All right. So let's go back a step. We probably need to start off with probably VHF, UHF, because it's going to be the easiest one to knock out. But there is some complexities here that we're going to have to consider and work around. There are realities too. If you want a really good outdoor performing VHF, UHF antenna, you likely have to set up an external antenna. And guess what? You can go small on those as well. So yes, we're going to be talking about antennas, the whole 9 yards on this video. So let me move over here to the camera and we'll get going on all of that. Delicious beer from Lahara Brewing Company this week. All right. So I'm going to get this guy out of the way. Let's go ahead and remove our Belka DX. Belka DX, I would classify this as a small receiver. So if you were just a shortwave listener, this is a fantastic size radio. Highly recommended. Belka DX, go look that up. I got a video on that if you'd like to learn more. Quirky QRP, as much as I love you, this is probably like a bit too small, right? Because it's just a transmitter. Oh, I need that back. Okay, let go. Jesus, there we go. Man, what are you doing to me here, Coax? Cool, but what kind of cool? All right, let's get the VHF, UHF stuff out of the way. If you were wanted to go regular sized kit, which we don't, but I'm using this as a size reference. If you wanted to go regular size kit, but you wanted to do everything, you could go with a Kenwood D74, soon to be replaced with a D75. And if you had another HT next to it, that would be the size of these are all pretty similarly sized radios, right? Everything that you'd expect. Nothing I'm showing you is like that wild, right? We need to go much smaller than that, though. So these are out of the market, but if you can find one, I'd highly recommend it. This is a Elecraft, a Yaesu VX3. This is the closest thing you can find to this. It's not nearly as good. Is the Velicraft? Man, am I having a stroke? This is a Baofeng UV3R. The UV3R is the same size mold as the Yaesu VX3. The VX3 is a much better radio, though. Having owned this for a little while, this is a fantastic radio. By the way, a lot of what we're going to be talking about are radios and things that you should probably keep an eye out for when you're at Hamfest, because they're going to be not available in the market today. Oh, VX1 is another really good one. I don't own one of those, so yeah, Adrian knows what's up. Yeah, if you want another small radio, VX1 on eBay, he found one. Very, very good radio. VX3, very, very good. If you had a Mobi-linked TNC3, it's Velcro. I've got a Velcro backing for this. It's the size of this radio. It just slaps on the side of it. Really, really good. The cool thing about this radio is, one, it's really easy to carry. This will likely go into a go bag that we're going to set up here, because we actually have to build a couple of them. The batteries are still available. Believe it or not, while the radio is discontinued by Yaesu, the batteries are still on the market. In fact, I bought this one at the HRO in Anaheim, and I'm probably going to go get another. These are modeled after old mobile phone batteries, old feature phone, flip phone batteries. Same concept, same battery. And they also have accessories still available for these, like the AA battery backing. You can actually swap out AA batteries and you can use this radio. Very, very good option for a tiny Go kit. It puts out a tiny amount of power to go with it, but still a pretty good option. Now, if you don't mind losing UHF, then I think the best option for tiny is the Pico APRS. And I'll put the 9-volt battery next to it as a comparison. So this is truly small. This is like small boy is small. Incredibly tiny. It only puts out 1 watt. I have made a video on that, so if you want to go back and look at it. I've taken this to most of the Hamfest of this year. This has been my Hamfest radio, and it has been awesome. Absolutely an awesome, awesome, fun little radio. Plus, it is native APRS on board, and it will function as a digipeater and will work as a KISS TNC if you want to connect it to your phone to do something like radio mail or APRS off of your phone using something like APRS Droid. This is like the legit smallest radio. Downside, 2 meter only. 2 meter only on this. It will do VHF. It will do VHF voice, so it'll do simplex, and you can also program repeaters into this now. And I think my favorite feature, I'll set this down as I do this, and we'll do it live so you can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Ready for this, guys? This is the best feature. I'm gonna go down to, where is it? Did I miss it? Oh, I did. It's under settings, I think. Wait, what happened to it? Where's the update button? Did I miss it? Oh, software update. No, I blew right past it. Let's see if it does it. There we go. It's updating itself. It's updating itself live. All right, I'm going to put that to the side as we continue on. So likely, these are going to be your 2 options for small radios. If you want super, super tiny, this is the way. Yeah, this is Zoolander tiny. That was a perfect... that was a perfect... That is the perfect one, Jamscan. You nailed it. You nailed it completely. All right, let's clear the deck here a little bit. So that's VHF, UHF. Now, before we go away completely, I do have to mention antennas for VHF, UHF, because that is something you are going to likely have to consider. Now, you've seen me do videos on roll-up J-poles. This happens to be the N9 TAX Labs J-pole antenna, roll-up J-pole. This is a chungus in my eyes in comparison of J-poles. Then many of you said, no, you got to get the radio waves one, which is slightly smaller. Slightly smaller. We're going all the way, guys. We're gonna take care of you completely. It's gonna be a full shack when we're done here. Tiny shack. It's gonna be a pop-in kitchen shack, but it's gonna be a shack nonetheless. There's the radio waves one, slightly smaller. For me, though, my money, I'm a big advocate of the Ed Fong. Smaller still, uses a smaller twin lead. I think that's a pretty cheap way to go, too. By the way, all of our buddies here, Jason Ham Radio 2.0, sells these at Grapevine Ham Radio. If you search for Ed Fong J-Pole, you'll find these. It's very good. It's still one of the better performing ones. I've talked to Ed Fong in the phone, accidentally called a club, and he called me back, literally Ed Fong. I was trying to contact a ham club in San Francisco, and he was the person that called back. He's told me I did my video wrong and I need to reshoot it because he was very nice about it, but said I could get better results out of this in comparison to these other two if I shot the video the way he recommended me setting up the antenna. So good stuff. I agree. I'm going to go reshoot it. But then our friend Carlos sent me this. I don't know where he got it, and I apologize, Carlos, or somebody if you're listening. It's a mono price. I think it's a mono price J-pole, but even this is smaller still than our friend the Ed Fong. So there's your size comparison. There's your antenna to go along with one of these radios. So that's what's going to go into our little kit. All right. Okay. So there's part of it out of the way. Advantage of the Pico APRS is it's USB-C chargeable, so we can keep on the road and running without much problem. This is probably the way we're going to go, my guess. So menu, power off. There we go. I'm going to put these to the side here as we're building our kit out. I love you, Yesu. By the way, I do have a USB plug that will go to this DC out. This works fine, but yeah. There are certain situations where I would take this over the Pico, but not if I want to do APRS. All right, so that leads us to HF time. So for HF, oh man, really, I'm gonna start this out by showing two radios. This is the older version. This is the FX4C, a tiny radio in its own right, and the SW3B. Okay, I'm gonna compare and contrast the size of these things for a second, and before we dive in. 100%. Tortoise Overland, 100%. I don't disagree with you at all, but we gotta, when we want to go small, we sometimes gotta pay big, right? There you go. There's my takeaway quote from today. Okay, so the FX4C, size-wise, you could almost say that between the SW3B and the 4C, you're doubling the radio, but you get, I would say, almost twice the capabilities out of this. So if you go back to my example, my slide, where as features go up, so does the size of the radio, this is totally that example. This is a perfect example. This is almost the same size radio. If you double thick, so if you get the double stuff Oreo-sized radio, it's going to be this guy, and this gets you single sideband output and higher power output. The FX4C and its newer brother, the 4CR, is going to do higher power than the SW3B. The SW3B is also limited to only CW. Only CW for this one, right? So keep that in mind. FX4C, also considerably more expensive. The 3B is much, much cheaper. I think it's like $175 for this radio. And it's a 3-band operator versus this guy, I think, is all HF bands minus 160. Somebody will clear that up in the chat. But keep that in mind. So these are both like good radios in their own right. The FX4C on its own is a very, very good radio. It performs very well in transmit tests. I've used it in the field for CW and for single sideband when I was at my dad's place in Big Bear. You can go back and watch a video a couple years back that I did on this guy. It's good, but it's not small. It's not small, right? It's big. It's backpackable, but it's not small. Okay? Further, you have to basically build yourself like a K6 ARK microphone to go along with it if you wanted to do that. It does come with its own tiny mic, which I've used on other radios, and that works okay. Works pretty well. But just keep that in mind, okay? And not cheap either. Okay, so the 3B has proud. It sits proud. So here's your little dials. They stick out. So when it's in a bag, you have some problems with that there, right? So let's take the 4C out of the way. We may bring it back in case we want to do a size comparison. The next one, size-wise, is going smaller, the Mountain Topper 3-band. So same thing as the SW3B. The 3-band, though, loses some creature comforts in the form of no VFO, but it's smaller still. SW3B, $175 available now. Not big, but not small, right? The Mountain Topper 3-band is the cutoff point from my point of view. So keep in mind, I'm gonna bring, actually, I'm glad I didn't throw this across the room or something. The FX4C is about the smallest you can go with single sideband that's good. Usable single sideband. Single sideband that you could activate a POTA with, particularly the new one, the 4CR. With the 4CR at 20 watts out at this size, you can do a POTA, and you will do fine with it. You'll do good. So you should probably go consider buying with these if you want to. I think they're like $600 for the 4CR. Follow me to the after chat after this live stream, and we'll go price all these out. We'll go rebuild the whole kit so you can see what all this will cost. But anyway, single sideband. If you want to do CW, which you kind of have to if you want to go small, these two, siding to the Mountain Topper is probably going to be a little bit better. FYI, we are going to talk about a couple more single sideband radios, but they're not going to be very good. And I'm going to show you, well, I'm not going to show you, you're going to hear it with audio because I'm going to connect it to my microphone. This Mountain Topper is probably the most portable of the units of the radios that I have, but it's going to be the hardest to use for people that aren't completely familiar with them versus the 3B, which is just little VFO dial, AFO, AF gain, RF gain. Easy, simple to use. $175 versus no longer made, so kind of unobtainium, and when they do come available, they sell for a lot. I think I bought this radio with this tuner in a lot together, and it was $450. So not cheap here either. But tuner, I put it, we'll talk about that probably in the after chat. Okay, so this is where we start to make a break. We're going to break from good radios. So here you go. If I had to build a kit and I wanted them to be good radios, it would probably center around this. Once we have these, if we wanted to make a kit out of this, we could probably be pretty good. Now things are going to get a little janky. If you wanted CW and single sideband in roughly the same size as one of these, you could go with the True SDX. The True SDX is a hobbyist radio. And I'll say that, I mean that in the best way possible. DL2MAN and PE1NEDZ were on my channel. I've interviewed them both. They're good guys. They're doing cool stuff out there. However, this is a hobbyist radio. It's not fantastic at anything it does, but it does a lot, a whole lot, and we're going to demonstrate that. So that's the first thing we're going to show off because we lost some of the time, but we're going to go over to cover for it. We'll come back to the good ones, and we'll probably come back to the 4C at the end here, just as a demonstration point. But we're going to start off with this. You can buy one of these for $135 assembled and shipped to you. If you're going, yeah, the orange is the best. That's probably the best part about the whole damn thing. If you're going to get one of these, you should buy them go to DL2MAN's website and look for the how to buy link, okay? Follow that link. Don't buy them any other way. You don't want to do it. It's not worth it. So I'm going to get onto probably 20 meters or 40 meters here. And we're gonna poke around. We're gonna see what we can hear. And I'm gonna pipe you in to the stream so you can hear what I hear. Now I'm gonna reiterate. It's a little rough, okay? Okay. We're going to go into menu. And that the lines you're seeing, that's the video. I don't see that on my end. Change bands here. We're in lower sideband right now because I was on 40 last night with this. So let's get out of the... Not bad. You can hear this, right? Yeah, you can. Too far.
November, Quebec. I'm in Oregon, over. Kilo India 7 to 00 Quebec. No copy. Yeah, talk a little slower and...
You know what's crazy about this? This is the best performing... This sounds great! This is the best it's performed ever! Is that Amanda? No, it's not.
Did you say you're in Portland, Oregon? Is that here, right? Portland, Oregon. My name is Laura. Yeah, I'm south of you in Salem. I'm in the capital, down south of you, about 40 or 50 miles south of Portland. We're in Salem, Oregon, over.
This sounds great.
Copy that. I'm 50 miles north of Salem, Oregon. KI7ZZQ. John, we've been here about 50 years. Mom is gone now, but
What's
I was
going
here
on?
with Mom. We
I'm
came,
just gonna...
together and it's still out there. It's a 1954 van, super van. And
I've never heard it this good. It's always a little rough, but I guess I did an update, a software update on it, and they might have sorted something out. I was doing CW with it last night. Holy smokes, that sounds fantastic.
Because it isn't healed up altogether yet, so... But I made one move in my whole life, and that was from New Jersey to Oregon. Over. Copy that. You're coming in and out, but thank you for taking my call. I sure appreciate it. KI7ZZQ 73. Now, what was your handle? What was your name? Over.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Repeat.
I'm gonna go up to the general portion. We're gonna try and make some contact. I mean, it's working all right. We're gonna get some contacts going on.
So, what name? I'm John.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
Over.
We caught him for the fight, guys.
Everybody has a name. All I'm asking is, can you tell me your name?
Bro,
over?
chill.
Laura, Lima Alpha, Uniform Romeo Alpha.
Everybody has
Okay, I
a
just wanted to
name.
know if I was hearing right. YL, thank you. What can I say?
Oh,
Keep listening, keep learning. That's what I had to do all my life. That's what this is all about. No brothers, no sisters, no XYL.
Bro
But
told
I
him
certainly learned a lot
everybody's
by
got a
listening.
name.
My mother's side of the family were from Poland, right where World
I'm
War
coming
II
up to general.
started.
We're gonna try and make some
And I had
contacts
to
with
learn
this.
Polish because Mom
I didn't mean to
had
sell,
nothing but
I wasn't trying to make this
rules.
live stream to like sell this radio, but I think people are gonna go off and buy one now.
Thank you, California Kiss-Up Party. This is November 1, Lima, November.
It sounds really good.
Looking for any station in California.
I'm not doing the QSA party. I'm sorry, guys. Let's.
November 5 Kilo Whiskey. November 5 Kilo Whiskey, thanks. 802 San Louis. Sector Echo 3.
Why does this sound so good right now? I'm trying to find a blank spot so we can talk. Steven, I think you made a good decision, man. You're gonna like it. Also, the metal, the new finish, it's got like a green finish on the new one. This is the old one. It's a really cool looking radio. I think you made a good decision.
Kilo Charlie 5 Delta India.
I gotta find a blank spot in the band here. I am using my step IR, of course. I mean, I gotta use a step IR. So I am cheating a little bit, guys, but trust me when I say it will work well with the antenna. We haven't got the antennas yet.
calling Q, Kilo Delta 9, Tango Juliet 9, calling TQ.
Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu.
TQ, calling TQ, Kilo Delta 9, Tango Juliet Zulu, TQ, calling TQ.
Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu.
November Alpha?
Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu.
That Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu?
That is correct. That is correct. This name here is Josh in Cerritos, California.
Clear in California. Can I get the signal report?
Yeah, I got you about a 5555 here in Southern California.
Clear, you're 5'9" into Indiana. I watch your videos.
Oh! Hey, thanks, buddy. Can you give me your call sign one more time? I happened to stumble upon you, and you're live right now on the show. Everybody's watching this QSO.
Clear, you are about a 5'3", sorry about that, barely audible here in Indiana.
Oh, no, that's fine. I understand. What's your call sign one more time? Your call sign, please?
Kilo Delta 9, Tango Juliet Zulu, 89, TJB.
All right, QSL. Gotcha. Thank you for the contact. Good luck out there, 7-3.
Clear. Can I get signal report one more time?
Absolutely. 5555 here in Southern California.
Clear on the 5'5", QSL.
QSL, have a great time out there, 7-3.
73, QRZ. Kilo Delta 9, Tango Juliet Zulu.
All right, I actually did log that one. Okay, so actually, I don't know that I need to do much else. That was not expected. that was
Kilo Delta 9, Tango Juliet Zulu, calling TQ. Calling TQ, Kilo Delta 9, Tango Juliet Zulu, TQ, calling TQ. TQ, calling TQ.
Oh, hello?
Delta 9,
Jesus.
Tango Juliet Zulu,
How did I put my mic off? I didn't even...
Kilo Juliet 7 November, Whiskey
What?
Kilo.
How did I do that? Anyway.
TQ, calling TQ. Kilo Delta 9, Tango Juliet Zulu, TQ, calling TQ.
Okay, we're good, right? You can hear me now, right? Everything good?
Tango Juliet Zulu, TQ, calling TQ.
I turned off the wrong... the wrong one. I clicked the wrong one. Jeez, I was freaking out for how long I turned it off. Anyway, sorry. I'm so, Twitter painted by the fact that this worked as well as it did. I did not expect that. Let me reiterate what I was saying. So 2 years ago when this hit the market, I bought in. I had a bugged one that required actually replacing the logic chip, if you will. And I went through and did a reflow on it. I bought exchange parts, pieces, all that stuff. I did a bunch of troubleshooting on this. I made videos on installing the bootloader even before the firmware, all that stuff, right? A ton of work on this. And then I kind of put it aside because I got really frustrated. Straight up, I got really frustrated. Now, this does have quirks. I've avoided them by not amping up the volume and using earbuds. There is a speaker. Yes, it has a speaker. And it has an internal microphone. So for a truly penny-pinching but wannabe small operator, you can do single sideband with this. Obviously, I just got Indiana on 20 meters. That's insane. I don't even know if I'm putting out 5 watts with this thing. I'm shocked. Where was Don's comment? I did not expect to get heard. Yes, seriously, did not. Oh man, that is outrageous. How long was I gone? I wasn't gone for that long. It's like a minute. All right. Anyway. All right, I got to go back. Super chats. You reviewed my house and antenna suggestion, but I missed the live show. Thank you. Hey, Bill. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the super chat. You don't have to do that. I don't do the antenna recommendation videos to get paid, but I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. K-Booty. Everybody has a name. What? Yeah. Boy, howdy. Okay. I attribute that somewhat to the new version that they came out with. They've been updating the firmware on this like constantly. And so that's improved significantly. All right, we got to keep moving on. With that, geez, I don't even know. Should I even mention the other radios? Holy smokes. That was fantastic. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to go back here. Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Let's go ahead and get off this radio. All right. So the True SDX, again, designed by DL2MAN and PE1NNZ. And normally I wouldn't be doing this, but in the sake of truly being small, there is a radio that's even smaller. And it's a clone. It's a copy of the True SDX. And it's actually the True SDR is what this is a copy of. That is the entirety of the radio, this guy. So I'm gonna put the True SDX here because it actually did extremely well. I'm still shocked by how well it did. Let's go ahead and use another battery for this because this power plug is at the bottom here. All right. Oh, maybe not. It's pretty janky. Oh my God. All right. Chill, dog. Chill. Ah! Stop. The power connector's all screwed up on this, it looks like.
Roger that. Got the 5-7 both ways. South Texas. 7-3. November, Charlie, 7, India. Yeah, USL, I have you T2 in Nashville, Tennessee. USL?
Okay, let's keep going.
Oscar Romeo, Roger. Okay, Massachusetts, Howard, 73.
Oh, the audio's there. It's just not very loud.
Alpha Romeo, POTA.
Oh, got a POTA? Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu.
TQ, POTA, TQ Clark, Whiskey Alpha 7, Romeo, Alpha Romeo, activating Kilo 4386 Oregon, Sierra Z.
Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu. I'm not pointed at him.
Roger, copy, Kilo Charlie 6 Alpha Romeo Tango, 59, no worries, go ahead. Okay, very good. Yeah, nice signal up here in southern Oregon, so thanks much, Richard, 73.
All right, let's see if this works.
It's Whiskey Alpha 7, Romeo Alpha Romeo for Park, QRZ.
Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu.
Okay, Indian Hotel. Try it again.
We're going to try this one more time, then we're going to go back to the True SDX.
Roger, copy. Kilo Delta 9 Yankee Quebec Hotel, ID. About 5-3 Oregon tonight, Roger. Kilo Delta 9 Yankee Quebec Hotel, 5-3, Roger. 73. Okay, I think I got you there. Anyway, we'll log you there. Thanks for Illinois. Whiskey Alpha 7, a Romeo Alpha Romeo for Park, Joseph.
Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu QRP.
Okay, who's the Kilo India 6 November?
Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu. Name here is Josh. Got you about a 5-5 into Southern California.
Roger, hi Josh. Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu. Thank you. Got you about a 5-3 right now, Oregon. Roger.
I'll take it. I'm on a super tiny radio, and you're live on the YouTube. So thanks for being out there doing the POTA. Keep doing it, man. Happy activation, 7-3.
Okay, super. We're happy to get on a YouTube there. Josh, thanks for Southern Cal 73. Whiskey Alpha 7, a Romeo Alpha Romeo Kodak, yours that.
I don't know, man. It's a pretty good day for radio. Okay, so... Well, we just demonstrated them. Holy smokes, I don't even know what else we're supposed to do now. Now, let's build our kit. Let's talk about then antennas. Huh? How about that? How about that, guys? Let's talk about that. Oh, my God. Can you not hear me again? Are you guys screwing with me? You can hear me fine, right? Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now... God, we've already demonstrated the true SDX. Oh, thank you. Very good. I think, God, you know what? What do we got? It's 5 minutes till. We're going to go over probably about 10 till. I'm going to talk antennas, and then I'm going to come back, and I want to get on to CW. And we'll, for you CW guys, I want to compare and contrast the 3B and the 3-band mountain topper, because there's a lot of people that are lusting after the mountain topper, but I think you might be better served by the 3B in a lot of cases, strictly from the cost. Oh my God, they're so expensive to get. So for all you Morse code people, hang out. Don't worry. We're going to also talk a little about EDC, a little bit about EDC too. Hey, thank you. Appreciate the 5.9++ into Barcelona. Appreciate that. All right. So antenna-wise. Okay, we got to keep it small, right? So what do we do for an antenna? Some people would say, well, let's do a trapped vertical. Not me, though. In this case, I would not recommend anything that would be compromised. I appreciate what I'm about to say next is going to be somewhat of a compromise because we're going to recommend an end-fed, but it's also really small. So I guess I am still compromising. But let me explain. Well, what antenna am I using right now? A three element step IR. That's largely why I was able to have success with what I did right now. I appreciate that, but that's not what's going in my kit, because I can't carry a 3-element step IR in my radio kit. All right, okay, here we go. So for the rest of this, okay, so let's back things up a little bit. I'm of the mindset that we could probably do with either one of these radios. Either one of these radios would be a fine choice. There are some downsides that we have to account for. Of all these radios, one of them requires very specific power requirements, and it's the Mountain Topper 3-band. It's a little fussy. She likes a specific amount of power. She can't handle a full lithium-ion battery. That's too much. It'll blow her up, particularly if you have a not perfectly matched antenna. Generally, I run these with a 3S LiPo, or I use a battery bank and a power distribution converter plug. That works fine because it gives you about 10 watts. No, sorry, 10 volt. About 10 volt output will run this. You can go watch my video that I did on a buck converter, which will cover how to do this, and that's also pretty small. I can pack that away, and this will run this radio for a long, long time. We're going to hang this on the side here because we're going to come back to this radio. But let's say we wanted super small. We need SMA connectors, possibly for the True SDX. I would go with, surprise, surprise, K6ARK SMA end-fed. So the antenna for this, that's it right here. And you would just screw it into this body here of the radio. Plug in the end-fed plug, which I am using those little copper quick connects. And there's your whole, that's your radio kit if you run this with the 4S LiPos. Right, so if I take the 4S LiPo and we can run the radio. So here's part of the kit. Now, technically, this is all you need because you can transmit with the key here, and it has an internal microphone, and this is also your CW key. Okay? Same goes for the True SDX. That is an internal microphone and a PTT switch. So both of these, this is pretty much the entire kit. You do need earbuds if you're going to go with the smaller guy. I probably... Shout out to the True SDX folks for actually making this kit. I would go with the True SDX. It's a bit bigger, but it's the right thing to do because it's not a copy. That is a 4S LiPo. Yes, that is a 4S LiPo. Where's my... Right? 3S. 3S LiPo. 3S. So I get less the volts. I want less volts. I use the 3S LiPos primarily with the mountain topper. You could plug it into the big Chungus battery if you wanted to, though. Did I say 4S? If I did, I apologize. Okay, so we've got a VHF UHF radio. We have a J-pole. I'm going to get this battery out of here for right now. We have a... I'm going to go with the tiny guy. Well, no, you know what? No, we're going to go with the True SDX. True SDX and the plug. I need the special plug because it does have a proprietary dongle. If some of you guys want to do CW, you want to scout out a spot for me, I'll hop over there with one of these radios. So something like that. There's your kit right there. This little bundle right here. What would we put this all in? What would we put this all in? Well, I got a bag. I got a bag right here. Here's your Guritama go bag. Highly recommended. So, just an easy open, and you know the good thing about the Guritama go bag is you can just add it to any other bag that you have. You can just throw that in a backpack, and you're ready to go. Guritama is a Japanese egg who goes on a series of adventures, and they're quite funny. Probably one of my favorite short form animes that's out there. So there's your Guritama, lightest, smallest QRP VHF. We did go with VHF UHF, but I could cram my VX3 in there, and it would be UHF. There it is, right there. There she is. There's the whole kit. Now, I didn't tap into one thing, and I would be remiss if I did not do that, so I'm going to pull Guritama out of the way. By the way, this is the actual bag I use. Ah! What just happened? That's the actual bag I use. Hold on. So two things I got to mention before we go back and try and get on CW really quick. I do use the handy little thing Type 1. So it's almost identical size to the Guritama bag, but it's got way more usable features. Outer pocket. I usually put the antenna in the outer pocket. I put the radio in there. So I'll just show you for the sake of that, so we're not. You're just like I've completely lost you with Guritama. I don't know why you went down that road. All right. So let's take our ears. In fact, I think I already have some stuff in here. No, I don't. So ears, battery, plug goes in there. If you wanted to, which I highly recommend, go print yourself a key that Adam makes, K6ARK. Or I also highly, highly recommend you go check out our friends at, there it is. Can you see that? It's so tiny. You won't be able to see it. Our friends over at N6ARA Keys, they have the tiniest key. And what you do with this guy, in fact, we'll use this with the mountain topper. But you flip this around, and there's your iambic. You got both sides. Boom, boom, boom. Awesome. I really do like using this, actually. So I'm going to keep this out. All right. So True SDX, you can go in the main mesh pouch here. Kind of a big boy, a little bit. Maybe flip it over. The problem is the dial. I would totally recommend probably cutting down that dial and cutting down the post and making a smaller one, because that's going to ride up into your back or wherever you're holding like this bag. It's going to suck. And then take your VHF radio and your antenna. Boom. Zip that up. Then you grab your K6ARK end fed. Throw that in the front. Oddly enough, Guritama had a little bit more storage capability. I may end up going back to Guritama on this one. I think I have to, just for the sake of being real. Staying true to the roots. And then lastly, for that kit, I generally carry my Soda Beams Carbon 6. You can see it's already got my call sign and name on it. Really, really good mast. Not the best, again, not really tall, 6 meters, but totally gets the job done, particularly on an end fed like Adams. I just stretch it out there, push this into a tree, or tie it off with a gear snake on a park bench or anything like that. Gets the job done. Now, what I didn't hit, and pretty much all of this is, you can modify this. So take the same antenna, take the power, and I put it into this. In fact, power's already in here. I forgot about that. Actually, one more item. This. So this is a tiny laptop, small boy laptop, and my data go bag. So USB A to B, a GLONASS GPS, a coaxial cable male or female to female, and then the Wonder Bundle. And I can drop links to this, but if you go to my Amazon store, there is a battery bank here. This is a Talent Cell battery bank that is Velcroed together with the QDX digital transceiver from QRP Labs. This kit, I carry this almost everywhere all the time because it's super, super tiny. Super tiny. And that pretty much is what I use when I do digital. If I'm doing like a JSA call out in the field, it's almost always on this. Even if I have like the Buddy Hex set up, I just plug this in and I let this run like all night. As the Talent Cell battery pack is really, really good at running this thing low power for a really, really long time. It's really, really awesome. I'm thinking to myself, I saw the chat. Somebody asked me, what is the what is the bag? Or the laptop. I totally forgot who makes this laptop. Oh, GPD Pocket 2. That's it. It's the GPD Pocket 2. This is a novelty laptop. It works, but oh my god, it runs super hot. You have to debloat this. It is a bad computer. Otherwise, it runs really, really hot. Nice though. I mean, it's actually fully functioning Windows 10 laptop. It's got a little touch scan, left, right mouse, and you kind of drive it like this. It's kind of cool. Yeah, you could Steam Deck that. It's true. All right. Last, we got time? What do we got? Yeah, we got time. Let's get into some fun. There it is. Let's hear some actual good radios. What do I need? Where's the plug? There's the plug. Some of these radios have special plugs, like the SW3B and the Mountain Topper both share a power plug. It's the same diameter, which is not a standard, so keep that in mind too. That's one of the problems with a lot of these tiny radios, is that the diameter of the plugs are going to be different. So if you had a traditional, I'm saying traditional, but like if you had a KX2, KX3, 705, they're going to use the fatter cable. You're going to need the smaller cable if you go with one of these guys. So I will... And on. Nope, let me turn that off again. We got to connect a key first. All right, 14085, somebody says. So let's go do that. Let's get on down there. Good, good. All right. Let's get our audio connected too so we can actually hear what's happening. Oh my... Ah! Focus. All right. So it's auto key identifying. Oh my god, this is... How fast is this? What's the key speed set to? You gotta be kidding me if you think I'm gonna copy that fast. You real crazy if that's for me. Get out of here. You get right out of here. Oh, I had it in a memory. It's alright. Sorry, this is a radio that takes a bit of use. You gotta learn how to use it. I'm not the most skilled with it. 085, got it. 0585, jeez. All right. All right, there you go. Now we got it tuned up. I'm not even on there. Somebody's calling CQ. I'm not going to jump in there if there's people calling CQ. Too many people. All right. So part of what I don't like about this one is it's kind of got a wider-ish filter. You hear we're rolling from one into another. That's pretty good. Oh. Wait, how do I speed this up? That's so loud. Oh my god. Woo! Functioning S meter though is amazing on that. Look at that. That's nice. That's a nice feature. Yeah, it's too wide. Also, wait, how are you supposed to change the key speed? Does anybody remember how to do that? Come join me on the after chat. We'll pull up the manual for this and adjust the key speed. Because it's too slow. That's really slow. Please row loud, way too loud. Do Please What? What? A what? A what you say? Yeah, because if I key up... Yeah, that's... Ah! Did it. That's horrible. No. Oh, okay. They're making a QSO. All right, let's switch to the other one. You can hear it at least. To my precious, one of my most precious ham radio items is the mountain topper. What do we got on time? Oh, we're definitely over. So we're gonna wrap it up after a couple minutes. We might try and make a queue with this one and then call it a day. Nope, switch. Gotta use the lipos. Don't want to blow up my baby. Don't want to do that on a live stream, that's for sure. Holy smokes. All right, everybody, wait. I need this. So, downside of the mountain topper. Let me just go ahead and mention this right up front. No volume control. So this, and also, there is an adjustment internal for the side tone, which I don't think I've modified. I need to though. So it may be a little hot on the audio. So let me just say that up front. Apologies. So here we go. Live with the mountain topper. And a boom. Zav, yeah, I actually, if you go back and look at my 905 video that I did not too long ago, it was, there was a lot of fast scan television stuff going on. I have, it turns out, I live in the mecca for fast scan television, and I'm planning on doing more of it. But it's kind of also fairly niche within our hobby, so that's a part of it too. It has to be considered. Oh. Too fast? I'm also too fast, which is kind of funny. There we go. Oh. Yeah, I gotcha. Wait, that was not right. I got it, so... That's good enough. Close enough. K2EJT? It was a J? Seriously? I got the 5.9. Anyway, okay, we're good. I did not expect to be doing CW at the end of... No, J and W are close. I just didn't hear the third dit, so that was my bad. All right, well, it's good enough. If you keep doing these live CW things, I'm bound to get better at it, right? Or just go crazy. Maybe that's what we do. We just, Hey, there he is! I guess... I guess we know. Hey! Wait. Evan, did you do that on your 5-band or your 4-band mountain topper? Because that's a 4-band mountain topper he's got there. Right? That's a 4-band mountain topper? Did you just make that contact on your 4-band? That'd be hilarious if you did. All right. Well, I think I'm going to give my brain... No, that was my FTX10. All right. Well, there you go. Dude, I am the master. I have so many coins. This one, though, I'm incredibly proud of. This, so, obviously, Podacoin, super proud of that. But this one... Oh, boy. This one is super, super cool. Very proud of that one. That showed up randomly. He who sent it... That's all I'm going to show on it. Well, I'll show the backside of it, too. Hey, there's my kid. You're totally green screened out.
This isn't even green.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Air Force SIGINT team. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go.
I need a screwdriver.
You need a screwdriver. What kind? For what? I got to wrap up the show. What do you need? What screwdriver do you need? Quick.
I have no... Oh, wait. I think I do.
Okay.
It's a hexagon head. It's a hexagon head thing.
I can't. I'm not... Okay. Bring it to me. Can you bring the thing to me?
No.
Okay. I got to start running the Patreon. Oh, my God. What happened? Why is it so fast? Hold on. That's not right. Oh, my God. That is too fast. We're going to rerun that for the patrons. Because that's way too fast. I don't know why it's so fast. What just happened? Well, patrons, I will update this. I don't know why it's going so slow or so fast. I respect you and I apologize. I don't know what just happened, but that is too fast. I think I can still read everybody's name, but that is too fast and it should be. So we'll sort that out. Sorry about that. I'm not in a hurry, I promise.
I'm invisible.
We did go a little bit long, though. You are fully invisible. That's true. But yeah, this was a Patron Picks episode, so if you didn't like the topic of this episode, the best way to help decide how we're going to do the next one is to join us over Patreon. Do not take my... No, give me that. Give me that. Give me it.
No!
No, give me that. Do not... No, you cannot... Were you trying to get that from Mommy? Did she tell you to do this?
No, it's for me.
No, you can't have Goritama. No.
I love Goritama.
No, you can't have Goritama. Get out of here. Get out of here. Thank you.
I want it.
No, get out. Stop. I'm not kidding now. Enough. 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 You're pushing it. You're pushing it. Go. No, you're pushing it. You're done. You're done. You're done. Now you're done. Get out. Jeez. Now you can't be in the after. You can't say hi in the after chat. You're done. You're cut. Cut. Out. Go. I need a cane. I need like a cane, like the wife to yank him out of here with a cane. Go. Go. Shove off. All right, everybody. Sorry about that end shenanigans. I will snip the middle at some point. So for everybody that watched this, the shenanigans, you got to see it live. That's the best time to catch all this stuff. Yeah, so appreciate y'all. Thanks so much. And we're gonna we're gonna end this, and I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break, and then we're gonna be back to answer your questions. Ham helping hams. That will be the after chat where your questions reign supreme. Thanks everybody for watching. Enjoy the memes. 73.